Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zita, and on my channel I share with you DIYs and makeovers on a budget. And don't forget to follow me over on my socials at Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Etsy. So let's get started on today's DIYs. So for my first DIY here, guys, I picked this beautiful jug up at the thrift store. I think it was like 50 cents. And I thought I was going to be able to get that print off, but I tried everything. I even tried citric acid, let it sit for a while, and it would not come off. So I went a different route. So I decided to do this jug in an aged vessel style. So first, in order to make my spackle that I'm going to put on here stick, I applied the Fusion Ultra Grip to help that spackle stick. So once that was dry, I put on this DAP pink spackle, and you'll know it's dry once it turns white. And you guys can put as much spackle on there as you want, guys, and design it how you want. I just kind of gave it some texture with my glove there, but you can also put a design on this if you'd like. But this is how I did it. So I put that all over the jar and let it sit and dry overnight and until it turned white. So I'm not sure if you have to let it dry overnight. You can check back after a few hours, but I just let it dry overnight just to make sure it was dry before I applied my paint. So this is what it looks like the next day after it's dry, and now I'm going to sand it down to get rid of any knobbies that are on there and just smooth it out a little bit, and the texture is still going to be on there. And once I get that sanded down, this is what it looks like. It's looking a little smoother, but you can see all that texture on there. And the first paint I'm going to start out with is a light brown here, and I mix this color up myself with a dark brown and a white. So you can mix up whatever colors you want for your jug. These are the colors I'm using. So as you can tell, this brown, first color brown, the base coat is not a very nice color. So I'm going to layer all my colors. So I started out with this lighter brown first. Then I went to a little darker brown called the burnt umber. And I sponged that on there and just dabbed it on with the sponge all over in all kinds of different patterns. And once I had that one on there and that was dry a bit, I started with a charcoal gray paint, and then I dried that with the heat gun just to get it dry a little faster. And then I applied my last coat of black acrylic paint and just dabbed it all over again. So this is what it looks like after the gray. Now I'm just drying it with my heat gun here, applying my black, and then this project is finished. So guys, let me know in the comments if you have tried any of these aged vessels. And I did make a huge vase like this. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll post it in the description box. You'll actually see it in the reveal pictures coming up here. So if you want to see that one, check out the description box. Doesn't that look awesome, guys? I love it. For my next DIY here, guys, I picked up this little wooden box from the thrift store. I have no idea what this was. I don't know if it was just a box to put something in, but it kind of looks like a piece of a cupboard or something. But it was really solid and heavy. And if you guys have any idea what this might have been, let me know in the comments. So I gave that a few coats of my homemade chalk paint, and if you haven't made homemade chalk paint, guys, I'll leave it in my description box. I have a video on that. And I picked up these rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree. So if you have a local Dollar Tree, check out and see if they have any of these little transfers. They're only $1.25. So I cut out what I wanted to put on this box, which was just the floral part. And I'm burnishing that on now with a tool that I have from some other transfers. And then I'm burnishing it down with the plastic that came off the transfer. And right here I'm just putting in some floral foam, fitting that inside to put my florals in. And I'm going with a lavender style flower and then a white flower. And you'll see what that looks like at the end here. Let me know in the comments what you think of this project. And guys, right here I'm putting on a clear finishing wax. Now I would normally do this before I put my florals in and my moss there. So remember to do this before you put your florals in. I do this with so many projects, guys. I forget to put my finishing wax on until I have it complete. So any of you guys do that with your projects. But this is what this cute little box looks like now. Little floral arrangement. Let me know in the comments what you think. For my final DIY today, I have these frames, guys, which I picked up at the Habitat for Humanity, and I picked up a whole bunch of these, and these were only $2 each. So they must have been selling with all these cactus on there. So I decided to buy a whole bunch. I'm just gonna paint them up and use them to make other DIYs. So first I'm painting it with black so none of that cactus picture comes through, and I think I gave it a couple of coats. Let that dry, and once that was dry, I put the polyacrylic on, so when I distress it back, it's not going to go back to that green or that cactus. So this polyacrylic is going to seal that black in, so when I distress it back, it just will go back to the black. So once I had that on there, I let that dry, and I applied a few coats of Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint. And once I had all my chalk paint on there and that was dry, then I gave it a distressing with a wet cloth. And yeah, these frames are awesome because they kind of look like shiplap, so they were really nice for distressing back to the black there. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell to be notified of when I post new videos. So this is what the frame looks like, all distressed back. And I made this hot bath design, which I'm going to cut with my cutting machine. And guys, if you'd like to make one of these hot bath signs for yourself, this will be available on my Etsy shop, and I'll leave that in my description box. So here I'm weeding out all the vinyl, and then I'm burnishing it onto the transfer tape. And once I have that burnished on there, good, I'm just going to peel back the back on the slant, and then I'm going to apply that to the wooden sign. And then I'm going to burnish that down with my burnishing tool and pull back that vinyl on a slant. And here, guys, as you'll see, I did do a white first before I applied my black, just so the bleed through will be less. So I applied the white and then let that dry and then applied the black. And once the paint was dry, I just pulled back all the vinyl and weeded out the vinyl from the letters. Then I did a little touch up there with the 25 cents, and then once all that was completed, I applied my clear finishing wax just to seal in that paint and make it last longer. So this is what it looks like, guys. What do you think of this beautiful little bathroom sign? I love it. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite today. And I thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that these DIYs gave you guys some inspiration. And once again, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for more videos like this one. And maybe you'll like some of these videos right here as well. See you later, guys. Bye.